My dear elderly persons, centenarians, caregivers, and citizens of this blessed land of the Commonwealth of Dominica, it is with mixed feelings that I greet you on this occasion, marking the beginning of the 2020 Month of the Elderly in Dominica. It is truly a new normal, a period when we have to give thanks to the Most High for sparing us the brunt of the coronavirus, while many of the elderly people of various communities and the countries worldwide are still trying to come to terms with this pandemic. We in Dominica have weathered this challenge well. We must say thanks to the proactive actions of the leadership of this government and the dedication and diligence of the frontline operatives and the cooperating public. However, we cannot let our guards down. We are cautioned by the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, who warned, COVID could last at least 5 or 7 years before a new normal emerges. The nature of this is impossible to predict. We must work for the best and prepare for the worst. The elderly surviving the pandemic in our region is a growing concern as the figures of human casualties in Latin America and the Caribbean are alarming. Hotspots are still popping up in urban centers. Predictably, the pandemic might have taken root in impoverished rural communities where some basic amenities are stretched, if not absent. In Dominica, we can breathe a sigh of relief as we have not recorded any coronavirus-related deaths, nor have we recorded any case of an elderly having been tested positive for COVID-19 and presenting severe forms of the disease. This is remarkable. This is clear testimony to the ongoing work on the ground and the quality of the health of our resilient older persons. Yes, we are a resilient people. The theme of this year's Month of the Elderly, as shaped by the Dominica Council on Aging, is very fitting and well-timed. The theme is the elderly surviving the pandemic. What a statement about the strength and resilience of our elderly in this nature island, as we forge ahead to become the world's first climate resilient nation. The Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, Youth at Risk, Gender Affairs, Seniors Security, and Dominicans with Disabilities embraces and compliments the Council for this excellent insight into the formidable lives lived by Dominica's elderly. Our elderly continue to survive this pandemic, and most live to see and enjoy the journey through their golden years. In this light, the Ministry urges all citizens to join or collaborate with the Council on Aging to ensure our elderly are well cared for during the passage of this pandemic and throughout their journey on this earth. Of Dominica's 73,000 population, over 8,000 are above the age of 65. This is a treasure and a fascinating spiritual resource. When an elderly person prays, the prayer may be short, but it touches the lives of many. In this regard, I must reiterate, we must pay special attention and homage to our 26 living centenarians and the scores that are nearing this milestone. They must be continuously treasured and loved. Indeed, if anything, they symbolize and represent the greater strength in and of our nation. I call on the media in Dominica to find more and more innovative ways to engage the island's elderly and its centenarians. They too can form lovely and wise images on social media. Indeed, they alone can hold the nation wrapped with their stories on radio. Their images on television speak more than 1,000 words. Therefore, let us observe the Ministry of Health and Wellness and New Health Investment advocated protocols. Whenever we are in the company of our older persons, we must remain vigilant and avoid any iota of the possibility of the coronavirus getting close to any one of them. Remember, they are precious ones. The Council on Aging knows this, and its members try each day to let us know how blessed they have been to care for these fascinating spirits in our midst. The work of the Council on Aging must continue to advocate for older persons in Dominica. This must be accompanied by the programs and activities that continue to feature the well-being and the safety of the elderly. As an organization, your engagement with the elderly is a noble gesture which must be highlighted. I am sure, given your vibrant advocacy, that your exceptional work has been and continues to be recognized throughout the island and the wider region. Many may not know that the work of this council is voluntary. This says a lot about commitment and the values that are at the foundation of the Dominican spirit when we decide to love and care. The work of the Council on Aging is not only essential, it is a prime example of the results that can be attained when we all work collectively for a common goal. I recognize and commend the various private entities that have assisted the Council over the years, and I urge others to follow suit, as many hands make work light and smart. To the Council, I say, continue your good work, counseling, sharing, visiting. Intensify the many virtual links you have initiated among your members and affiliates, all of which have contributed to comforting and making life better for our seniors during this pandemic. You have found the recipe for making the best of the worst times for the centenarians, the clients of the residential care homes, and the remainder of the vibrant older persons of this island nation. On behalf of my ministry, the Prime Minister, and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, I commend and congratulate the Council as I officially launch the 2020 Month of the Elderly in Dominica. Remain strong and steadfast in your endeavor as we continue to mitigate the impact of this pandemic on the elderly. I thank you.